10 and less than 20 for him. But for version 1, I've seen him go complete from $21.95 to $24.95 set price. $19.99 set price incomplete. He had everything save for the file card and his gooseneck antenna. This, it seats in there very well, but I'm surprised a lot of them had survived. This looks like something that would just fall off and play. You lose it outside or lose it on your carpet, especially back in the 80s. Some houses still had that deep pile green shag from 1960. This would blend right in, and that'd be something your mom would vacuum up. You know, I'm sure I lost many of my weapons from my mom vacuuming them up and not seeing them, or just saying, well, he's not taking care of his toys, vacuum it up. No, she wouldn't have done that. But I still have most of the accessories to my figures, because I didn't play with the accessories that much. I display them with the accessories. Occasionally, you know, my brother and I, we would have battles with the accessories, but most of the time I played by myself and just had them get into fist fights, or, you know, flying their jets and helicopters and vehicles and stuff. And besides, I had so many of them, you know, by the time we got all of our accessories put on the figures, it was time to go to bed. So we would just leave them set there in the middle of the night and resume the next day. But as a collector, you know, Falcon is definitely a centerpiece, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of other reviewers and other collectors will firmly agree. I mean, 1987, yeah, they did get goofy. You know, they gave us Big Boa, they gave us Crocmaster, they gave us Crystal Ball and Falcon, but they did not skimp on the, you know, just on the detail. Now, Falcon was the last, really the last military looking figure, in my opinion, that came out in 87 with the 87 line, because then they started getting into the goofy colors. But I like the goofy, I like the bright colors, you know. The septic tank, I know I joked around in the review, called it terrible or whatnot, but the septic tank, I really like it. I love that thing. It is so cool. And you know, my alley vipers, you can't go wrong with the alley viper. I mean, this is my first alley viper that I bought with my own money from delivering newspapers. Bright orange, come on guys, blaze orange. You know, it's cool, he stands out. But I talked about that in my review. But back to Falcon. As a collector, I would suggest that you purchase him complete. You know, some people's version or opinion of complete is different. You know, it's all the accessories, no file card. I like the file cards. They really bring something out in the character. They make them seem a little more real to me, especially as a kid. So to me, complete is the file card and all the accessories. But if you want to piece them together, that's fine, but it'll cost you a little bit more. The antenna is hard to find, and when you do find it, you pay out the nose for it. And what I mean out the nose, you know, $5.99 to me is paying out the nose for something that small. Personally, I can't justify spending $5.99 on something that small unless I plan to resell it. Then I will put that investment into it, as I will get that money back in the sale price of whatever it is I'm trying to sell. Pardon me. asthma as a bear. I guess that's why I became a respiratory therapist. Ironically, I found I had asthma in respiratory therapy school. So, Lieutenant Falcon, he did make several media appearances. He appeared in the G.I. Joe movie. He did not appear anywhere in the Sunbow series, but he did appear in comic books. He appeared in magazines. They had small things, puzzles, trash cans. They even had Lieutenant Falcon watch. This is all stuff I found on yojo.com. There was a laser game kit. I know that won't show up, but it's right here. I'll have to look into that. That looks pretty cool. He came on trading cards. He was in commercials. So he's really cool. But Falcon, I should have brought this up in the first part of my review, but Falcon's body was made completely of original parts. His entire mold was repainted, reused for Night Force Falcon or Falcon version 2. His legs and waist piece were reused to create the 1993 Leatherneck version 3. In 1988, Falcon became renamed Lieutenant Falcon, and in 2011 he was named back to Falcon, so there were different names, and they were all based on the character Falcon. So, as you see on the file card, it says Falcon. There were, let's see, six variations of Falcon. They even brought him up into the modern era. The last variation of Falcon was released in 2016, so just fairly recently he came out. His original retail price was $2.43, which is pretty cool. I mean, you know, to me, $2.43 at, you know, I was what, 12 at the time. That was quite a big expenditure, but it was worth it for me. I did a lot of odd jobs in the neighborhood. I did yard work for people. I babysat, things like that, and got money for G.I. Joe or Star Wars or whatever tickled my fancy at the time. So everybody, that has been my review of Falcon, Lieutenant Falcon, or whatever you guys want to call him. I hope you enjoyed it. I really did, if you couldn't tell. This figure is top tier for me, top shelf. I mean, take somebody else's phrase there. He is top shelf. And let me rate him before I close. As far as accessories, I give him a 10 out of 10. Paint, I give him a 10 out of 10. Sculpting, I give him 10 out of 10. And playability, I definitely give him a 10 out of 10. I mean, the camouflage, I loved the figures that were camouflaged. Because I could use them in several different environments. Living out here in Arizona, I liked the desert troops because mostly everything was brown, but my G.I. Joe buddy, his backyard had a lot of shrubbery and he had grass. And so we like to take our camouflaged figures, like General Hawk and Flint. Flint was one of John's favorites. And we would play with them out in the grass, and they were all camouflaged. So Falcon gets 40 out of 40 potential points. He is definitely a top shelf figure. He will always remain a top shelf figure for me. Easily number one on the Joe side from the 1987 line. So This has been Joe Motion Videos 82 signing off. You guys have a great day.